Today we got a new radio from our friends over at Retevis or iLunts. This is the HS4 and it's a 10 meter export radio. We're going to do 10 meter stuff with it. Let's go. On this channel, I love all radios, especially new radios. This is the Retevis HS4 and it may not be new to the world, but it's new to this guy. So I want to take a look at it and see what we got. Ooh, it's a 10 meter export radio. I like the black. Oh, you get a mounting bracket. This is not normal. Who puts a mounting bracket with a mobile radio? So it's even got the tilt set up on it there, so you can tilt the angle for your best viewing options. We got a whole bunch of accessories. We got the radio itself. Oh, it complies with Part 15. That means it must accept interference, not that it's certified for transmit on the outbound side of things. Let me get this desk cleared off and I'll show you all the accessories that it comes with. Okay, so there is all of the mounting hardware. You've got a microphone holder. You've got the screws. They give you 4 screws. Yeah, one for the back and one for the front to make that adjustable height thing. Spare fuse, some padding. Pretty complete hardware set to go with that mounting bracket. Power cable here, and this is one of those weird power cables where it has, weird, you know, from a ham radio perspective. But I've got a solution for this to get it connected to my workbench. Those Wago to power pole connectors. Mwah, awesome. So we'll do that. We've got a data cable. This is mini USB. It's kind of an old standard. Too old? Two times older than today's current time. And then USB-A on this side, again, an old standard. It's 1 times older than today's current standard. So I guess that would make this 3 times older. Depending, I don't know, I guess it depends on how you math. Linearity of time and USB connectors doesn't work. Which is why you can actually plug a USB-A connector in. It's only got 2 different ways it can plug in, and you can plug it in wrong 3 out of 4 times. But where I was going is this also is one of those fat USB connector sides, and that means that there is a serial conversion chip. So this is a programming cable and not an audio cable. So no built-in sound card. However, in a future video, make sure you're subscribed to see when that comes out. I'm going to take this Toads digital interface board and I'm going to get it wired up to work on this radio so we can do some digital modes like FT8 on a 10 meter export radio. So that's where this is going in future plans. Okay, so I will leave a link to these. It might look a little bit different. This is one kind of lever nut connector that they make, and I happen to like these ones, not for any particular reason other than I saw these before I saw the Wagos. But you might see it with actual legitimate Wagos on it. And what you do with this is you take the red side and you line it up. This is going to be really difficult. Stick with me. You take the red side and you line it up with the hole in the red side alignment there and tap it down, and now that's stuck in place securely. And then you do the same thing with the black side. Put that in. And now I have a connector on the end of my power cord, just like that. So that'll get us connected into our workbench power supply. Look at that. Super easy. I'm gonna get the cameras rearranged. We're gonna take a walk around the front panel of this radio. Okay, turn her on. And this thing is full of functionality. We start off on 29.5. I have no antenna connected, but that's pretty easy to switch mode. PA for public address, CW for continuous wave, AM for amplitude modulation, FM for frequency modulation, USB for upper sideband, LSB for lower sideband. And we would be doing upper sideband, FM, AM, or CW on this band. And you got a clarifier, which takes you a little tiny bit off frequency compared to the big knob that takes you pretty far off frequency. You've got a channel indicator over here, channel 2, channel 3, channel 4, etc. You've got different bands. And these are banks of bands inside of, to make it easier to go through, the 60 channels per band. So A ranges from 28 to 28,295. B is 28,3 to 28,595. C is 28,6 to 28,895. D is 28,9 to 29,195. E is 29,2 to 29,495. F is 29,5 to 29. Oh, don't even get all the channels there. Probably ran out of band. 29,5 to 29,7. So it's a pretty quick way to change between channels there, and then you can get in between frequencies with this guy here, like I was mentioning earlier, your clarifier knob. So here's your power output. We'll test power output in a minute. Your RF gain, so this is your sound coming in is in the center, and your power going out is on the outside ring. Your E-tone, I guess that's echo. Yep, it says echo up there. I can't see it from my angle, but you guys can see it on camera. It doesn't tell you what the outer ring is, so we'll have to play with that a little bit. And then volume and squelch. Pretty good squelch. I need to hook an antenna up, figure out how good it really is. Oh, that's pretty cool. The name tag over here, Ilance HS4, is lit up. And then, of course, everything lights up as well, all the other buttons. Function, RB, BP, noise blanker, auto noise leveling, DW. I guess DW is dual watch. And then LCD off, if we long press. No, I think I hit function first. Yep, turn the LCD off, so save your eyes at night. And then scanning, let's see how fast the scan is. Not very fast, but doable, acceptable, I guess. Scan list, we've got a 10 kilohertz or a high cut filter. We've got SWR. What are we doing with SWR? Maybe we can check what SWR is. And there's your emergency key and your SRF, which I think is going to be our signal strength meter down there in the lower corner. I think it's time for an antenna, and I'm going to need a tuner on this just to get the SWRs in range, so we'll play with that too. We have the shadow of the knobs on the box. That's pretty cool. I have my external antenna tuner here. I need to get my microphone plugged in so we can do some power tests, because this antenna tuner is also going to have a power meter on it. Okay, I'm going to take it out of tune mode, and we're going to put out an FM carrier signal. And it's going to say S high, which is super high SWR. And if we look over here, it's 9.9 and it's putting out 8 watts. So let's fix that real quick. There we go. We got the tune in. We're putting 39 watts out with a 2.2 to 1 SWR. Let's get it tuned in even better. There we go. 42 watts out. 42 watts out, 1.93 to 1 SWR. We can do better than that. 1.94. No, apparently we can't do better than that. But 42 watts out, 1.9 is going to get us on the air. I was really hoping we'd be able to get a better match than that, but I have a dummy load. I'm going to put this on the back of the tuner, and then we're going to remove the tune logic from the circuit and see how much power we can put out. Pull that off, and hopefully there's enough room back there. Oh, no, there's not enough room for that one. New dummy load achieved. And this one can't handle as much power, but it's a heat dissipation over time situation. Let's try that one. So we can pull that out of circuit. 40 watts, 1.09 to 1, and we're good to go. So that's how much power this radio is going to put out, with or without the tune. Let's get this dummy load out of the way. All right, 42 watts out. There we go. So this is going to be something interesting. If you guys have never seen this before, this is the DX cluster, and this one is DX heat. And the cool part about it is you can filter all these things very easily. So I'm going to say only the 10 meter band. And then I'm going to get rid of, I'm going to do phone only. And see how many spots we have. So this is the current spots. And it's telling me if my continent is North America, then 20 meters is the best band. And 10 meters is making some contacts into North America there. But 20 meters will get me hot into North America and hot into EU. So we may or may not hear very good. So let's see, from, the DX would be every country, and the DE, the from, would be North America only. That shrinks down our spots list, and this goes back in time to 1258, all the way to the present of 1933. So in the last 3 to 5 minutes, there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people making contacts, and they're going to Z Delta. All right, so I'm going to try 28 516.5 and see if they're still there. So let me find my band for 28. 28.5. 16. Clarifier. That's where they said he was. There's the high cut filter in place. There's the high cut filter back out. Well, I'm not hearing him. Let's go to the calling frequency and see if anybody can hear me. Let's do 29.6. Find the band that 29.6 is on, which is going to be F. And then we'll check our power on our antenna tuner. 2 to 1. All right, so we're at 1.17, 39 watts out. Kilo Mike 9 Golf calling CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Kilo Mike 9 Golf calling CQ on 10, CQ on 10. Kilo Mike 9 Golf. Anybody out there?
Yeah.
I heard you come back and then I lost you with my squelch on. Come on back again, please.
Kilo Foxtrot 4 Whiskey Echo in the state of Tennessee.
Awesome. I am in southeast Arizona. I'm near Tucson. Kilo Mike 9 Golf. Kilo Mexico 9 Germany. Yeah, your signal's fading on my end too a little bit. What kind of station you working? Are you mobile? Are you stationary? I'm running about 40 watts on an Ilance HS4. It's one of those 10-meter export radios. Kind of looks like an old CB. Looks like you're fading away. I didn't copy any of that. I'll see if I can find somebody a little bit later on, but thank you for the contact. And of course, that's the way it works. When you say that you're having trouble hearing him and you're moving on, the signal gets really good. So I appreciate the contact. We're gonna keep playing with this radio some more. So on the back end of the radio, on the business side, we've got a CW key, we've got the data connector, and we have the external speaker connector, and then the power connector. And our microphone is one of those airplane style connectors there. I'm gonna turn it upside down because it's easier, but it's a typical 4-pin CB mic style. And that looks like a nice big speaker on the bottom of the radio there for you. All right, let's check and see if I've got this thing connected. I've plugged in the USB cable and we've got the computer up and running. Let's see if our COM port exists. And it does, there it is. It's a CH343 is inside of that chip. I don't know why they picked the 343, but it shows up as COM8. Now we need Retevis software. Let's download the software for the HS4. All right, there we go. There's the HS4 software. I'm going to click on that. It's going to ask me to download it. In my case, it went to my downloads folder automatically. So let's get rid of this browser. Let's open up our downloads folder. And there it is. And there's only one file in there, so I don't need to unzip this first. I can just run it straight away. Ooh, Windows has protected my PC. This means that Retevis didn't pay Microsoft the extortion fee to get on the list. So I click More Info, because I worked with Retevis plenty of times in the past. I click Run Anyway. And that's your unknown publisher thing. That's that extortion fee you got to pay Microsoft so they know who you are. And then with Windows software, it's always the same thing. Next. Create a shortcut, sure. Next. Well, install button. Then finish. And I'm going to go ahead and have it launch the software too, but there is an icon right there on my desktop in case I want to get in there in the future. So the first thing you want to do when you get this software open, when you get any programming software open, is to read from the radio. So I'm going to do program and read. Cannot open COM port, and that's because you think it's COM13 for some reason. So I need to go and find setup, communication port, and change that to the only COM port available, COM8. Now we can do program read from radio. Read data from radio. Do you wish to do the thing you just asked me to do? Yes, I do. Oh, overflow error, and the software quits. So I did a write to the radio, thinking anything is possible, anything is going to get us better than where we are. Now I'm going to try a read from the radio to see if we can successfully read back. Maybe there was some corrupted data in one or the other of these two things. Read, yes. I mean, I don't have any programming in the radio to lose, so might as well try it anyway. And now it works just fine. Interesting. So if you run into that problem, that's the solution. a little bit of bravery. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to check for a repeater, a 10-meter repeater, see if there might even be a couple of them. I just made a contact to Tennessee, so anything from here to Tennessee in distance ought to be doing pretty good today. And the way I do that is by looking on my cell phone, and I have the RepeaterBook app. I'm going to hit filter, I'm going to do 10 meters, I'm just going to do plain old FM, and what was my distance? 500 miles from here. Okay. There's N6LIZ 29660, transmit only, voting receivers. Okay, so that is that specific repeater. So you get a whole bunch of information when you take a look at the RepeaterBook page, and I don't know that all of it is relevant to what I'm doing, but I'm going to go in, I'm going to edit channel 1. All right, so I've got 29.66000 programmed in as the receive frequency. I've got 29.56000 programmed in as the transmit frequency. And then I'm going to leave the busy channel lockout disabled. I'm going to disable echo. It's enabled on all the channels by default. That's kind of scary. High cut I'm going to disable for now. We can switch that on the front panel and see if that makes any difference for us. And then noise blanker and auto noise leveling, we'll leave that on. Roger beep, we'll definitely turn the Roger beep off on the repeater. And then I can have it scan. And then for CT CSS decode, for receive, it's 107.2. And then for transmit, we'll also put in 107.2. Okay, that is channel 1 on band A. So I'm going to do program and write to radio. And yes, I'd like to write to the radio. Then we'll get over to the radio and we'll give it a shot. And we just finished programming, and I'll need to exit the software, I guess, to get it out of programming mode, maybe? Nope. Let's unplug the USB cable. Will that do it? I'll unplug it from the computer. Unplug it from the radio. Because I have to manually turn it off? Oh my goodness. Okay, and this is the N6LIZ repeater. We programmed it into channel 1 on band A. So we've got a tone squelch, 29660, and if we key up, 29560, correct. But because we've got the tone squelch on, you're not going to hear anything unless you hear the tone come back. I'm not making the trip to that repeater. Okay, so I programmed in 9 more repeaters, and there are hundreds of them. I went out 2,000 miles, and it's just page after page after page of repeaters. I think if we can't get a contact on 10 of these repeaters, then we're probably not going to get a contact on any of them. Some of these don't have tones on them, and they're sharing frequencies with other repeaters, so we might actually wind up trying the same frequency, but actually a different repeater. So it doesn't look like it'd be all that hard to program in the repeaters and scan the repeater frequencies, set up a special channel, like set the B band on the radio to be only repeaters and then scan only the B band. That would be pretty cool. And what I also did was I turned off the tone squelch, so I've got tones going out if necessary, but no tones coming back in. Well, that one's got a little bit of something going on there.
Hello, George. Sometimes they don't come back.
Oh yeah, they're talking.
Like a one-way thing. How you doing today? NZ9N.
Okay, I think that's the one that's in Middletown, California, as a guess. You can hear a little bit of a tone. We can hear them coming back. Well, I can hear them. I'm going to let them have their conversation, but you can instantly hear the difference between somebody talking on the repeater and somebody not talking on the repeater. You're getting a little quieting on the signal. So you can see the TSQ light come on in that bottom corner. It means I'm transmitting the tone out. And this one's got some traffic on it too. This is pretty cool. Oh, that got real quiet.
Anyway, got the spring that goes around on the edges there, and you can rip the pages out if you want it. Anyway, so that gets full. That's what my life's all about. Just fill it up with complex and names and addresses and formulas and whatever else that comes up.
Yeah, I like to keep a lot.
A little bit different than working 2 meter, 70 centimeter repeaters. KM9G break.
I do know that. It goes on this end in 78. February.
KM9G break.
Yeah, go ahead. WI7, St. George, Utah.
Yeah, this is KM9G. Just wanted to see if I could get in on the signal. Name here is Steve, and I am in Southeast Arizona. And then static.
What part of Arizona?
Near Tucson, southeastern.
Okay, Tucson. Yeah, you're not coming through very well at this moment. When you first came on, you were full squatty, but the band is up and down today.
It is up and down, yeah.
What can you expect on 10 meters, Lord?
Yeah, I've been noticing the band's up and down. This is the first 10 meter repeater contact I've made in a long time, and you're the 10th repeater I've tried in the last 10 minutes.
Like the band is going up and down, kind of washing the big old ocean wave into the bridge, taking it back out. It fades in and fades out.
All right, I'll let you guys get back to it. Just wanted to check, make sure everything was working. Thank you very much, and 73. Okay, so 28425 is the SSB calling frequency. We're gonna see if we can find 425. Should be on this same band, there it is. 28425. Let's check our power output. Yep, that's all good. CQ10, CQ10, this is Kilo Mike 9 Golf calling CQ10 meters, CQ10 meters, Kilo Mike 9 Golf calling CQ10 meters. Anybody out there? All right, we're gonna test the echo feature on this thing. KM9G testing. That's pretty strong. KM9G testing, turning the echo on. Here's the echo on at a low setting. The echo has an on-off, but it's a twisty knob, and I twist it all the way to the top with no change. Then it's got a feature knob. Let's turn the feature knob. There we go. Turning the feature knob. Turning it all the way. The frequency's still echoing even after it stops making noise. Noise. KM9G testing. So I'm looking over the manual here, and there is actually quite a lot of information in the manual. Each item is explained. The display is explained, and then there is a deep function menu that goes through another 25 features. You can control mic gain, you can tell it what type of microphone you have, you can have the monitor function on or off, the BEU. This menu is to set the volume of prompt voice, 64 grades in total. Okay. Clarifier, you can set the step on the clarifier instead of just kilohertz. You can also set it in tens or hundreds or whatever suits your fancy. Automatic squelch level, timeout timer, scanning. You can set your Roger beep tone, that's important. CW side tone is important, more important than the Roger beep tone. So this will do 12 watts output on AM and CW. It'll do up to 40 watts output on FM. We were getting really close to 40 watts worth of output. And then sideband will do 35 watts of output. Overall, I think this is a pretty cool radio, and I will leave some links in the description down below where you can pick this radio up. This was sent in by Retevis from their eBay department, so it's going to be an eBay link. Act fast, there's a discount code down below for 20% off between November 10th and November 16th of 2025. And I haven't spent a whole lot of time on 10 meters. I've been spending a lot of time doing FT8 and doing POTA work and doing SOTA activations and those kinds of things. There is a whole new world of things out there on 10 meters. I remember hitting the 10 meter repeater in New York from Wisconsin 4 or 5 years ago. Oh, that's pretty neat, and then turned it off. But if you're a technician, 10 meters is out there for you, and you can do CW, sideband, digital, FM, or AM, depending on where you are in the band. It's a playground, and you can talk pretty worldwide. I was making contacts from here to California, here being Southern Arizona, or from Southern Arizona to Tennessee, and that was just trying voice on a band on a day when it's kind of up and down. I mean, you heard the guy on the one repeater saying that the band was up and down, and he was coming in and out to me as well. So 10 meters is like that sometimes. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's not so good, but this is the 10 meter season, especially if you are a tech. So check those links out in the description down below. I'll have the tuner down there. I'll have some dummy loads down there for you. I will have the radio, of course. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you can see some more stuff. I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below what else you would like to do with this radio, what else you might want to do with this radio. I need to get on digital modes with this radio, so be sure you are subscribed to see that when it comes out. Otherwise, there's a video right over here I think you might enjoy next. Thanks for being awesome. I'll see you over there.